I ever wanted to do was travel and convince other people to open their horizons and do the same. Why? Well, it started with a little girl in India. I made my way over to India years ago for a little soul searching. And watching the nightly ceremony along the banks of the Ganges in Varanasi, a group of merchant kids made their way over to us foreigners to try to sell bracelets and whatnots. There was an 11-year-old girl who wouldn't leave me alone. Eventually, she stopped heckling me to buy something, just sat and talked to me. Turns out she spoke fluent Spanish, so we talked even more. We talked for a few hours, and the next morning I saw her for a morning sail at the river. We laughed, shared life stories. After hours of walking the alleyways of Varanasi, I had to say goodbye. With nothing to give her, I apologized, but she still pulls out a photograph that was once taken and developed for her, gives it to me, and thanks me for being her friend. And I'll never forget that moment. But let's fast forward 9 months, and my twin sister's having an adventure of her own in India. Calls me up at 4 a.m. one day and says, "I just met Moni." My sister walked up to the banks of the river and saw a group of kids. Without seeing their faces and without thinking, she says, "Moni." And the little girl turned around. My sister runs to her and says, "You know my brother?" She says, "Yeah, I sold him something a little earlier." My sister says, "No, you really know him." Pulls out a picture of me and tried to explain. Moni begins to cry, and then so does my sister. And they went on to share the exact same experience that I had with Moni 9 months before. The world's a small place, and most people are afraid to find out why. So I want to show them. Interning to promote travel and make this world a smaller place than it already is, I couldn't imagine a better thing to do with my life.